Hello friends, cheers to the weekend. Don't mind my wet hair look here. I just got out of the shower, but want to come and chit chat with you. This, as you can see, is a vlog, clearly, but specifically a non-working vlog. I have been feeling very just overwhelmed and just kind of like frustrated at the amount of things that I've had going on and needing to finish. I've been working on the weekends a lot and working, you know, I always work before school and in the afternoon after school, and I've been working also in the evening after dinner, and I've been working on the weekends, and it kind of got to this point where I started like really resenting it. And so last weekend I really needed to get some work done, and I was so frustrated with myself because I just really didn't want to, and I really needed to get things done. Like, there were deadlines that had to go. And so I decided last weekend, I was like, you know what, I was almost done with my course for Music Teachers Center course, and so I finished it. It was done on Tuesday, and so I was finishing working on that, and I was like, you know what, I am not gonna work weekends for the rest of the school year, which is only like, y'all, it's only like 4 weeks plus one more week that's 2 days with kids, 2 days of post planning. So I'm not counting that because it's not like a real teaching week. So that's really exciting. And in that, I just was like, I'm just gonna not work these last couple of weekends. And this is especially important to me because sales are, as you have seen, sales have been slow. Sales are slowing down at the moment, and I see every year that my income goes down in April, down in May, and then to basically nothing in June. And so I saw, you know, it's going down in April, and I'm assuming it's gonna go down in May. And so I'm like, I know that I'm going to need a little, I'm not gonna wanna work as much because I'm not, you know, making as much money, and that is gonna be super annoying. Hello, Nyla, do not knock my water bottle over. Oh, no, don't like that, don't like that. So, all of that to say, I decided to not work the weekends, and I mentioned that in the email that I wrote last Sunday. Didn't even schedule it, just sent it as it went. And y'all were so funny because I didn't think that anyone would really care. I got so many people who replied to that email and were like, I'm so glad you're taking the weekends off. I'm so glad you're not working as much. And I just thought that was hilarious. Hi, thank you. I know, I bet you're glad that I'm not working as much too. I thought that was hilarious. She's trying to get to my popcorn. Oh, and she's flopping. I'm pretty sure Nyla's made out of Jell-O. So, no, I'm distracted. Where's that gun? So, because y'all had such a fun response, I thought we might vlog my first, you know, non-working weekend on purpose in quite a long time. You know, sometimes I don't work on the weekends just because I don't, or just because I don't have anything really pressing. You know, if I don't have something pressing, I might still work over the weekend just because I do. But this is like a very intentional, I'm not gonna work. So husband is gone for the moment. He'll be back probably pretty soon, next hour or two. And so far today I went to, oh my gosh, first of all, my alarm went off at 5 o'clock for some reason, like my school alarm. I don't know why it went off because it's Saturday. It's not supposed to go on Saturday. So it woke Nyla up. So I spent like 3 hours being trampled on by a dog because she was just like, did not want to be sleeping anymore, and I wanted to be sleeping still, so that was fun. And then I went to bar class this morning. I've been doing that on Saturdays, and after bar class I went to, no, I didn't have errands. After bar class I came home and decided to go sit outside in the sun because that's really all that I wanted to do. I was like, I just want to sit outside in the sun. So I got this like picnic blanket from Home Goods a few weeks ago, and so I was able to pull that out. It was great, by the way. I was concerned because husband mowed the grass this week, and so there's like, you know, little pieces of grass, and I was worried it was gonna get stuck, but I like picked it up and everything fell off of it, which was glorious. So it's not like super messy, but it was really big. So laid out there, some journaling, worked on the Dream Life Blueprint workbook that I was gonna say that I've been going through, but this was the first day I went through it. it was so nice. Like Nyla got to run around and play. Tali was, you know, alternating, walking around and sniffing, playing with Nyla, and then coming and like laying on the blanket with me. And then ate some breakfast, went back outside, did some reading, took a bath, took a shower, and just have had just a lovely day. Just a lovely day of like whatever I want and nothing that I don't want, which is a luxury, especially these days, but just in general. So that's where we are here on this Saturday. Right this second, I have some popcorn. Popcorn's my favorite. Like, I want something that's not super healthy, but I don't want something that's like horrible for you, especially because I do like popcorn kernels and then I add like butter and seasoning myself, so it's at least, I feel like that's better than the vacuum pack seals, right? And then Sprite Zero with some lime on the rocks. Because that's like my favorite thing to drink. Again, when I don't want anything bad, I just want something that's not water for a little bit. And I was whining because even though we spent like 3 hours outside today, she still just wants to go lay in the sun. But I keep letting her out and she just goes and lays in the sun. And I'm like, you don't even need to go to the bathroom. So that's my life. Right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do just a little bit of like planning, which I know most people wouldn't find that fun, but I find that fun. I also realize most people would not find laying outside in the grass to be fun, but I find that fun. And so this whole day, this whole vlog being about just finding things that like you enjoy. And these things I enjoy. They bring peace. They help my mind to kind of clear out a little bit, which has been the biggest thing. Is I just feel like my mind is full all the time. Like I can't handle any more information. I can't handle any more things. I can't handle anything else. It's like if I try to cram one more thing in, my head's just gonna like melt off. So that's how I've been feeling. So things like journaling really help. Things like planning really help to just give me that like mental space in my brain, because those things are important. And you know, most of y'all come to me because you want motivation and because you need to get to work. But some of you are like me, where we just default to work. Like, oh, I have some time, I'm gonna go do some work. And that's great for building a business, but it is less great for like not losing your mind. So I am really trying to be super intentional about that, especially like this quarter two, because quarter two was really hard last year and was really exhausting and just a lot. And so this year I'm really just trying to make sure I don't repeat that and that I actually enjoy myself. And that was my biggest thing, like really thinking through what I wanted to do differently. Is like my speaker turned off because I didn't do anything to it yet. But I just really wanted to, I just want to make sure I'm enjoying my life, you know. And it's hard because part of me, you know, people are always like, at the end of the year, are you going to be like, I wish I had, you know, done that thing or worked more or whatever? And the answer is probably, because the things that I do, you know, in helping teachers and in helping y'all, it's not just, you know, it's not mindless, useless work. It's not like I'm just sitting at a computer typing figures. You know, there's that line in Friends where Chandler's like, I've got to go to work. If I don't input those numbers, nothing's really gonna happen. That's very much not what this is. This is like every time I make a product, every time I make a blog post, it is helping somebody who is in turn helping a whole classroom full of children, or in my case, since I teach music, a whole school full of children. And so like that impact is huge when you really think about it. And so it's not just, oh, I want to make money. It's not just, oh, I want to do things. First of all, I enjoy it. Secondly, it's, I'm contributing to the world. I'm helping people. Like those things are really big. And so that makes it feel more worth it to me. But, you know, at some point it's like, well, you gotta still do things that are fun. I've been really trying to convince myself that I have time, that like I don't have to do it all now. And it's hard for me because that's not entirely true, because, you know, heaven forbid, but I could be hit by a bus tomorrow. Like there, you know, things happen. And so in the back of my brain, I'm like, but there might not be time. Like what if I run out of time? What, you know, I need to get these things done. And Nyla's gonna play the cello for us. Thank you. That's very sweet. She's like hitting it with her tail. But it's just not the best way to live. So instead I'm trying to be like, okay, you have time. You do have, you know, the rest of your life. Hopefully I lived a nice long life full of time where I can make all of the things and do all of the things. So that's the goal. I'm gonna do a little bit of planning because that makes me feel better, and apparently hug my dog. This is my whole life. That's what it's like. Hello, it is like days and days later now. It's Wednesday. But I did want to give a little just kind of update and kind of talk you through some stuff. So in preparation for this past weekend, my first like true weekend off, intentionally, sometimes I take weekends off just because I do. But this was really like I'm going to take this weekend off, and that's kind of how I am for the next couple of weeks until the summer. But that took some effort on the front end. So before I was able to do that, I had to make sure that the videos were scheduled. I had to make sure that the emails were written and scheduled, which meant that I had to be kind of like on top of things during the week, which was a big thing that I had been slacking on, which was a big part of why I have been working over the weekends. So I had to do that on the like upfront side. But the outcome was really great. Saturday ended up doing like, that was weird. Saturday I did bar, and then I came and like hung out outside and wrote in my journal and went through my dream life blueprint and played with the dogs and like just had a really nice time. Ate some lunch, took a bath, took a shower. After that, I did a little bit of planning because planning just makes my brain feel more orderly. I find that that's one of the biggest things, is that my brain just feels so full. And so if I'm able to like plan, it gets some of the stuff that's in my brain out of my brain onto the paper. One thing that is important is I was like looking at videos and content calendar and stuff like that, and I started to plan for the next week, and I really was just kind of feeling that friction of like, I don't really want to do this. And so I stopped. And that was really important to me, because my whole point in this exercise is you don't have to work all the time. Therefore, if I don't want to, I'm not going to. And if I had been totally fine, would have been fine. But because I didn't want to, I did stop. And instead I failed miserably at Sudoku. I'm usually really good at Sudoku, but I messed this game up like 8 times. I don't know. Sudoku is like a number puzzle if you're not familiar. It's fun, you should look it up. There's free apps.
try it out. It's fun. Anyway, and then just hung out with my husband, watched TV, took a bath, like had a nice chill night. Sunday I had church, and then in between like church and then went to eat, ran some errands, came home, and then we actually went to my husband's grandparents' house because his grandma's birthday just happened. So we went over there and hung out with all of them. So in between that, I just kind of did a little bit of planning and a little bit of just like chilling and just really being chill all throughout. And I have to say, if I had not done that, I think this week would have been a full-on disaster, because this week is like we're testing and the schedules have been mixed up and there's just been like a whole bunch of stuff thrown at me this week. And even though it did make me feel quite frustrated and stressed, I felt much calmer about the whole situation. And I think it was because I had that like extra space to kind of breathe, because I had actually like rested and chilled out and all of that stuff. So that is looking really good. I need to actually go right now. It's Wednesday, so right now I need to go make sure that I have like a video up for this week and it just kind of, you know, get things prepped again. And I've decided for the next few weeks, that is the absolute positive most important thing, is making sure that videos scheduled and emails are scheduled, and everything else is secondary to that, which I can do because my course is over now. And so like I have some products I want to do. I have some products I want to post onto the other marketplaces I've been working on, but those are like top two most important things. So those are kind of my lessons. So those are kind of, does this kind of squeaking, by the way? Yeah, I guess it's squeaking. So those are like my top two lessons that I learned from my first like true weekend off. I'm gonna go and get some stuff prepped. I hope you enjoyed this ridiculously short little vlog here. Vlogs will be coming soon, so let's go get some stuff prepped and I'll see you in the next one.